All right, hello, everybody. Is ready to kill some brain cells. I know Sghtblinder is. We are here for a Metroid, NES Metroid, all bosses run with my good friend Sghtblinder, who's ready to just come in here and tear it up. Sghtblinder, I guess I will hand it to you. Anything you want to say, and then let's get a countdown and get this ball rolling.
Oh yeah, I hope you're ready for an 18-minute, 17 to 18 dumpster fire. We are going to be running the typical all bosses route with one slight deviation. Most all bosses routes for most runners of this game involves killing Ridley, then going to Kraid, and after that to Turian. We're skipping that part. We're going right to Kraid, right from the very beginning. A couple of little clever wall hatches, glitches, followed by a door glitch to get into Kraid without missing. From then we'll go on the regular route to Ridley and then to Turian. But I must say, and I mean this is like making fun of my own self. This is my third time running Metroid in a marathon, and I am still looking for missile RNG in Turian. So the only difference this time is I actually have a backup password in case missile RNG decides it wants to bite me in the rear end. I've got a backup password that'll be used in the last ditch scenario to give us missiles in Turian. So, but I think we're about ready to get this show on the road. So we will be starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, let's get this ball rolling. And I say that as a pun because the first thing we're going to be doing is walking to the left and picking up the Marumari, aka the Morph Ball, a very familiar sight to anyone who's ever played or watched a Metroid game. This will allow Sghtblinder to morph into a small ball and roll through tight spaces. It does another really cool thing, which when he morphs, you'll notice he's about 5 pixels off the standing point on the ground. He's going to use that trick right now to get in this blue door, which technically puts him in a wall, and then he's going to use that morph and unmorph to wrap up the wall and out the bottom of the screen. Now this is a vertical screen and it scrolls top to bottom, so he's going to actually come off the ceiling and up through the bottom and just roll right on out, and we just broke the game within the first 30 seconds. So as Sghtblinder pointed out, he's actually going to go attack Kraid immediately, and the point of this is to get him those 75 missiles early, which will really let him do a lot of delag strats and really just blow through the rest of the game a lot quicker than if he doesn't do a route like this. But this is a highly technical, very difficult thing to pull off, so doing this in a run is absolutely insane. But if there's anyone to do it, it's going to be Sghtblinder. So he's going to use this wall wrapping technique again to kind of come up the bottom here, take a couple small steps to the left, and then he's going to continue to wrap up into this door. But you'll notice he's a little further in than he was up above, and this is going to wrong warp him to the right. And everybody say hello to our friend Dennis Hopper. There he is, hopping along. Just give him a little quick stun to get him out of the way, and then he's off and rolling again. So this is the next part of these wraps where he's going to kind of come up off screen. Now he's going to do some real technical stuff in the background here. He's moving off, coming up to what we like to call the big green monster here. This is the large part of the wall. So he's doing some off-screen movements. Moving up here, he's going to do some jumps to scroll the screen up to just the right point, and then he is going to wrap up to the top again. And we'll see him morph and kind of drop off behind the scenes. And he does that perfectly. So he's going to come on down a little ways here. There's actually a door hidden behind the scenes here where he's at. He's getting stuck in that door kind of blindly, and then up to the red door. He's going to damage boost through the door, which normally you need missiles for, and there's Kraid. Hi, Kraid. So first order of business is dodging some bananas and corn dogs and picking up that E-Tank. Very close, but very well done. So he's gonna hop up. Oh, okay, that's a bad scene. So he's got to morph jump out of that lava because he doesn't have the high jumps or bombs. So he's got to kind of jump up out of there. So the trick with this fight is he's going to be doing these unmorph shots where he lifts himself those 5 pixels up and kind of shoot volleys of pea shooter shots right into Kraid's face. And it probably is. You got to do this perfectly or it won't work out. So good time to talk about resets in Metroid. You do want to power cycle the game, so you're going to notice he's fully shutting off the game and turning it back on. That's because the boss patterns are based on a hard start with a combination of your cartridge and console. Not all consoles are created equal with Metroid, and you will get different things. And so Sghtblinder doesn't know this, but now that he has the death here, I'm going to perform for you all the Fresh Samus of Brinstar. And this is a little play on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that I put together a while back just for this run because it's so frustrating and it came to me when I was doing it. So I'll do that now and y'all can make fun of me later. But in West Brinstar, spawn to play, got the morph ball so I could wrap down to Kraid, wrapping all fast in, boosting all cool, and kicking an E-tank up beside the pool when a couple of spikes caught me in my head, knocked me in the lava, and now I'm dead. I death warped back to start, and now I'm screwed. I hate this stupid game. I think I'll just go get some food. And that's pretty much sums up how everybody that plays this Kraid first route will feel at some point. Definitely on a marathon run. But we're gonna give this another go. There we go. Now we're talking. So we're going to go through this one more time here. He's going to go through these little motions to fall down, and we're just going to repeat these wraps.
I just hope I have a power cycle.
I think you'd be good. Come on up, and we'll get that that wrong warp over. We could say hi to Dennis again. Nice.
Dennis would have come all the way to the floor there. That would have been a bad pattern, and I would have not been happy. That's
absolutely the case. A lot of the enemies in this game are linked to other enemies, so the behaviors of some will indicate behaviors of others, even screens and zones away from you. So Dennis Hopper hopping close to the ceiling like that means that we've got the right Kraid pattern.
Basically, every enemy section is tied in the ram to the enemy in the over it. Block right.
Yeah, it was a little bit close. If you scroll the screen too far or not enough, it can basically everything you do in this wrap can cause soft blocks. So masterfully done. Second time takes that damage boost through. Got a good grab on the E-tank. And we're going to leap over those corn dogs. Perfect position. Let's go. So he's going to do these unmorph shots to get these volleys into Kraid because those corn dogs on his body will block shots and they'll act like a shield. So by doing those unmorphs, you can get those extra shots in while he's kind of coming at you. And it really lets you get those extra shots in. So basically it's a combination of that and then knowing when he's going to send those the corn dog volleys at you. You want to roll under that first one, damage boost through the second one, and we've got a dead Kraid. Let's go. So we're going to see Sghtblinder do an up A here. This is just like in Zelda. If you pause the game and use up A on the second controller, it will essentially kill Samus and take you back to the start of the zone that you're in. So he's going to ride this elevator up, and right as he transitions to Brinstar, he'll do another up A, come right back to main start, and then we're going to kind of progress through the game. So very well done, Sghtblinder. Very difficult thing to pull off, especially in a marathon. I can't believe you're going that route. You're a crazy man, but you've done it, and let's go. We've got 75 missiles from that kill. That makes so many D-lag possibilities. Like even shooting this door will save time by not having to wait for it to bubble. So this game is really about manipulation. So you're going to notice he's going to kill these screes, jump up, grab the drops, and then move forward. He didn't scroll the screen until he did that, and that manipulated one of the little zoomers that looked like Lisa Simpson running on the ground. Another one he just did subtly there was to make sure that flying Rio was moving leftward when it went off the screen, and now he's going to have a nice clear climb. All these little crawlers are going to be moving away from him. He'll be able to just climb straight up the middle here and not have anything in his way. And on the while, he's actually watching these rippers too, because those little space fish there, I'll call them, they're called rippers. Their patterns are also based on where the last one was in position going up. So a lot of very subtle things he's doing in the background that a lot of folks wouldn't even know about. And just like that, we are up the blue climb and moving on into the gold side of Brinstar. And so he gets to completely skip going down below. Normally in the game, you'd run down this shaft and then off to the side to grab the first missile pack. He doesn't even have to do that. So this cuts a good minute and a half out of the run, just not having to go pick that up and come back around. So he's going to come straight over here. We're going to be going down and grabbing that ice beam here in a moment. So just some basic movements through here, but so he's going to blast a couple of these enemies here. So the ones that look like corn cobs, the waivers, they can actually drop 20 health packs or 5s. The crawlers and things like that are only ever going to drop 5, but those waivers do have a chance for dropping 20, so they're kind of nice for farming health. And so he's going to do another one of these screen wraps. This is, again, to break the game. Normally you would need bombs to go down right here, and we're not picking up bombs, which is a huge time save. And we're going to continue to use that wrapping system to kind of break the game a little bit and get into zones we're not supposed to. And this is the room with Ice Beam. So he's going to leap up here, pop 5 missiles into the red door. And we've got Ice Beam. They were mean bees. Yeah, those little flying bugs in that Ice Beam room is they're completely RNG. Where they spawn, it can be anywhere on the screen. So you never know what you're going to get coming in that door. Sometimes they'll bonk you twice just coming straight in there. So he's just going to respect them a little bit coming out because he is low health. You know, it's interesting. Brinstar, every hit you take, no matter what the enemy is, you're going to take 8 damage, unless you have the Various suit, which we're not getting in this run. He's going to do another wrap here. This one's a little more involved. This is the Norfair wrap, and this is going to kind of be a little extra off-screen movements. And he's going to set up to kind of go through a behind-the-scenes door there, and that's going to bring him right down. That saved us walking all the way back around again. So huge time save. And we're on our way to Norfair.
We'll be doing 11 damage. Careful.
Yeah, 2 hits in Norfair now would be a death, so we want to be a little cautious about that. That's a good drop potentially there, because that could be a 20, and it was. That's lucky. Those sweepers can drop the big drops, and he got one there. That gives us a lot more cushion. So he's actually moving through here. There was a little manipulation earlier when he did that wrap. Maybe you wouldn't notice there was a couple rippers on the screen there that he was cautious to make sure we're moving to the right, and that kept those little Novas out of the way.
Get him guy in the door.
Yep. Yeah, so sometimes one of the frustrating things about Metroid is you can take damage while in the doors and things will chase you there, so you do have to be a little cautious sometimes. I believe this is the last wrap of the game right here, just a straight down and up wrap, and he's going to come out the bottom and do a little fancy maneuvering.
Very well, actually.
Couple bounces, not a big deal. And down and around. Yep. Absolutely. So we got the good lag because we did get the Ripper spawn at the bottom of that shaft, and now we're in the little eyeball room, and just a couple little movements through here. Got some missiles. Little missiles, little health. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I was actually having fun when I was practicing. I did an entire run through going to Ridley. By the time I got to Ridley, I actually had health with both.
Wow.
I had never seen health drops like that.
You were getting the big ones then too. Yeah. And just like that, we're in Ridley's Lair. So normally people come in Ridley's Lair playing casually are going to go left here and start picking up items like a couple extra E-tanks and things like that. But we're just going to go straight at it here. So Sghtblinder is going to do some tricky movements and just basically navigate this room with a lot of dodging and a couple missiles. The missiles particularly are helpful here because they will help delag this room. If you run the Ridley first route, you won't have that many missiles in this kind of area, so you don't get the benefits of the delags, and it really does make the crate first route just from not having to pick up the missile pack and then being able to delag as much as you can. The better route, I think, for the Ice Beam varieties. Now we are in the infamous ballroom, one of the hardest rooms in the run, especially depending on how you come in here. So Sghtblinder's got missiles, so he's going to make short work of these beach balls here as he's running down Valhalla here. Got the 0 drops. That's very unfortunate. That's very unusual. Usually you'll get 1 or 2 drops there, so getting none is pretty unfortunate, but he's okay. He's got plenty of missiles. He's going to take it a little bit easy here and just make sure he's not getting any extra hits. You know, there's damage is 20 in Ridley's Lair, so you definitely want to be careful here. 24, that's right. I'm sorry. So very nicely done. Those 2 swoopers can be a bit of a problem, and if they get you in the lava, they can definitely bully you a little bit. So he's making his...
Swoopers will ruin just about any player.
And that is a fact, and they ruin veteran player runs quite a lot too. At least they do me. So here's Ridley. We've got good pattern Ridley here, and you'll notice this is one of the hardest fights in the game. Basically, run up and shoot missiles in his face. And that's really all there is to it. Very nicely done. That's 2 mini-bosses out of 2 down. Quick up A, and we're going to do that up A cycle 3 times to get back to Brinstar again, and then we are on our way to Turian.
Yep, where my marathon runs usually end.
I've got a good feeling about tonight.
We'll see, I do too. Also got a backup password, so we know what's happening. It's going to happen. Just like that, we're back at the front of the game.
Back at the beginning. Now there are deathless versions of this these categories that you can do where up A's aren't allowed, and that's a completely different strategy getting through. But in this particular category, deaths are allowed, so death warping is a thing. We got 94 missiles. That's looking really good.
By the time I get to...
No, we're gonna use some missiles on the way, but 94 is a really good spot to be right here. The same trick as last time. Grab those drops. Now there is a ceiling tank hidden away just up in the roof here, and Sghtblinder is going to freeze that scree because we don't have high jump. He's just going to pop that block and go up and grab it. That's going to do a couple things. You know, it's a little bit of a safety strat. It does waste about 12 seconds, but it's totally worth it because, as you notice, he's now got an extra energy tank and a full health bar, so he won't have to farm health in Turian unless something goes horribly wrong on this climb, which I would not expect. But then the only thing to worry about now is a missile count. So he's going to be popping these zoomers on the way up, and we'll cross our finger for some missile drops on the way. So this is the dreaded blue climb. So this one we're going to go all the way up the longest blue climb in the game here. And it's pretty much the same the whole way, but when you're doing this on pace, you're trying to make those frame perfect jumps and just not missing with the lag. The lag that Metroid is notorious for. It can be actually, it looks simple, but it's trickier than it looks. With the lag and everything going on, it's not uncommon to miss a jump there and fall back and waste a couple seconds. Very frustrating when you're on pace.
The bad thing about Metroid, fucking frame perfect, you actually do not want. You hit the Metroid is notorious for dropped inputs. Jump, hit a button, exact same frame that you always have to have it.
And there is the elevator to Turian. So Turian is an interesting place. Anyone that knows the game knows this is where the Metroids live, the namesake of the game, and they will try to zoom at you and attach to your head and suck the life out of you. So that's actually something you can exploit a little bit, because at any point in time when you have the ice beam, you can actually stand still, point the beam straight up, and mash the fire button, and the Metroids will freeze before they actually get on you. They have to get right on the pixel on top. You notice that little lava dip? That was intentional. That saves frames. That's actually a little quicker than jumping high, because Samus moves faster on the ground than she does in the air. In the air is about 75% speed. So by dipping in the lava and leaping right out fast like that, he saves some frames. Very good room there. So this is the zigzag room. This one can be a little bit tricky, and these Rinkas are all doing 30 damage instantly on every hit. So dodging these Metroids and then avoiding Rinkas is really the name of the game here. And those Rinkas, if you get pinballed around, they can suck your life down quick. If you think about it, just 3 or 4 hits and you're down one entire energy tank. So you definitely have to respect those guys. All right, and this is the last room before the Mother Brains room. So we're going to see him do a little farming here. So he's did that trick where he shoots straight up. Now the Metroids, you know, if you kill them all in the same frame, they're all going to give you the same drop. So you notice he actually mostly killed them and then shot left and shot right. And that's going to kill him on different frames so that he gets a little bit better probability for some drops. Yep, so if you do a perfect Mother Brain room, it takes 73 missiles with no mistakes. 74 there is not very much. He got the lucky drops. Let's roll. So, you know, each of these Sghtbyte doors, they regenerate. So you have to shoot them with 8 missiles quickly to take one out. If you give it any time to regenerate, it will take extra missiles. Nice little damage boost there. He's going the top route, which is really the speedrun route here. It's a little more technical, a little bit trickier, but it definitely gets you through this room faster. And the strat really is just to keep moving left as quickly as possible so those Rinkas are always behind you, because when they spawn, they will just move into whatever your position is in a straight line. So he's doing some nifty little morph jumps there to kind of keep on that door. Now this one regenerated a little bit, so you notice it's a couple extra missiles there. No problem, because he has plenty to work with. Very nicely done. And it's going to be 34 more missiles to kill the brain. I'm sorry, 33 more missiles to kill the brain. 1 for the glass, 32 for the Mother Brain. And he's going to use some strats where he just tries to keep these Rinkas frozen and out of the way. And just get up there and do work. Very good freezes there. That's going to buy him a lot of time to shoot missiles. plenty of room for an escape. This room does take a lot of practice, and there's a lot of different ways you can approach it, and new players for sure has some difficult
I almost
time.
lost it right there.
If you fall into that pit, that is known as Dan's Pit, named after our good friend Follow the Dan, who ran this game and always found a way to get into that pit. So if you ever see anyone down there, you always have to ask them if they found Dan's wallet. But the Sghtblinder luckily didn't go looking tonight, and we are now on the escape. So we've got a limited amount of time to get out, though it's more generous than it seems. And we just have to climb these platforms to get up, and time will stop when he hits up on the elevator. I'll let Sghtblinder mark that since he's got the non-lagged feed. But basically, he's doing task jumps here. These are very tight jumps where you're just landing on the edge of the platform rather than the roll jumps. It's quicker.
Time.
Very nicely done. GG's Sghtblinder, very good run. Good missile RNG, and that's 19 minutes with a death, which is nothing to sneeze at.
Huh. That's the best. That's actually the best marathon run I've done of Metroid.
Very well done. That was an impressive run.
20 minutes quicker than my DreamHack run. So yes, that, my friends, is a great game of Metroid.
And if anybody's interested in doing a run in this game, it's a wonderful community, a lot of resources out there. Everybody's always willing to help. If you stream Metroid on Twitch, you will instantly have probably 7 to 10 people that will show up in there and help you out.
Yeah, we
really
have
good community.
We have a hack going somewhere. Anyone that puts Metroid in on Twitch, we will find you. There's no way around it. We will find you. People practice with a big 20. But yes, this has been a fun time. Thank you guys for having me on for the commentary. And coming up next, we've got one of the guys that really deserve a partner on Twitch, Mr. Blacktastic himself, running Curse of the Moon. That is going to be an awesome run by a very awesome run. I hope everyone sticks around to watch that one. I want to thank everybody. It has been a fun time.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for having me too, and GG's.